everybody, happy Sunday. It's Tony, and today is going to be weigh-in and measurements if I've lost or I've gained measurements. You can do that. Now if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and go over to my Facebook page. It's called Tony's Low Carb Journey, and Tony's is TONI_S Low Carb Journey. I'm also on Instagram under Tonathea Martin, and I'll go ahead and put that right here for all you guys to go over there and join. My Facebook page is full of great people who are doing keto or low carb, who are just a great bunch of people, and we would love to have you. So this week I'm going to make this introduction because I have a lot of food prep, a lot of what I eat in a day, longer video after this one. And it's like 20 minutes long, so it's pretty long. So, but I hope you keep watching because there's a lot of great things, a lot of great tips, a lot of food prep that you can do during the week and all that. So, let's get started. Who do not know yet, but last week I lost 6.2 pounds on my first week of keto. This is my second week, and I lost 2.8 pounds additional to that. And I'm so excited because I've actually lost another inch off of my waist, another half an inch off my bust, and my thigh a half an inch. So the rest is pretty much the same, but I'm looking forward to the coming weeks and the inches and all that. I know 2.8 is not as much as 6.2. So, but I think it's more of just kind of dialing in my recipes and dialing in my my food on a daily basis. There was a time when throughout the week I was eating. I wasn't stopping when I was full, and I should have, because then a lot of times I would get full so fast that I would just feel sick because I was so full. So that's something I'm going to work on this week, getting that dialed in and stopping when I get full. So that's it for the measurements and the weigh-in. I'm looking forward to bringing you my meal prep. Lots of exciting things in my meal prep, starting off with cinnamon rolls, so I hope you stay tuned. Good morning, everybody. We're going to be making cinnamon rolls this morning. It is Sunday morning, and I am just in that mood for coffee and a cinnamon roll while I tell you guys my results and show you some meals today. Just cannot wait. So what we're going to need is almond flour, baking powder, an egg that's at room temperature, and a little bit of Splenda. You can use the powder kind or the liquid kind. I'm just going to be using a couple of drops of that, cream cheese, and mozzarella cheese. So let's get started. Okay, this is all melted, and you should have the consistency of almost like dough-like. You see how it's kind of, and we want to make sure that you incorporate the cream cheese in with it. See, it's almost already like a dough even without the almond flour in it. It works. Don't mind the nails. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our egg in. I scrambled that before putting it in. I want to make sure I get all that yolk, the yumminess in there. Okay. Then we want to add a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of, I use this, well, I've already showed you that, baking powder. And mine is kind of, sorry about the noise, that I know that drives people insane by scraping like that. There we go. Alright, and then we want to add, I'm going to put just a drop. And this is just mainly for flavor, to bring out the flavor in the cinnamon rolls. Now, normally people, when they make these, they don't put cinnamon in with the batter. I am going to. It just makes it, I think, and I'm only putting about a half a teaspoon in with the batter of cinnamon. This is the type I use. Turn this light on so we can actually see here. I hope you guys can see this. It's really dreary outside. And I'm going to go ahead and mix that in without the almond flour. Get it all incorporated in there. You really want to work with this mozzarella and the cream cheese when it's still a little bit warm. Okay. Now we're going to add the almond flour, and this is 3/4 cup of almond flour. If you never worked with almond flour before, it does soak up whatever you are putting it in. Absolutely. I'm going to get my fork, kind of work this in. There we go. I was having a hard time getting through that cheese. Okay, we have the the dough all worked up here. Now I spray, let's get this out here so you guys can actually see. I spray with my olive oil or coconut oil with my hands when I'm working with this. That happens to be actually avocado oil. So we're going to roll this out to, it's actually doing really well today. Usually it's sticking to my hand by now, but this is really working out great. We want to do 6 large balls here. Kind of work it that way. This is working out really well with this dough today. Usually when I make pizza with this, what I do, and I have found out, this is a kind of a little trick that I've learned through making these, is that you want to cook your dough to where it's almost done before you put on your toppings for your ingredients for your pizza, because it will not get done the other way, or it will overcook for sure. Let's see, we got 4, 5, and 6. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to put these out like, I kind of smooth it out before I put it on the paper, because sometimes it sticks to the paper, and with what I have on my hands, it helps it along a little bit. And you're going to go maybe a foot on these, and this is how you're going to kind of spread it out. Oh, I can't believe how great this is working with this dough today. Maybe because I let it sit there, I went and removed my fingernail polish, because it was just, you know, when it falls off like that, it's just gross. Especially when you're cooking. You don't want that. So I went ahead, but I think by letting it sit there for a minute, gave it a time to kind of work up. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's not even, you know, anyway. So what you want to do is smash this out. Oops. Smash it out. So we're going to be making the inside of the cinnamon and swerve. So we're going to be putting a teaspoon of, let me show you guys, a teaspoon of sugar, a good heaping of that. And then I use this monk fruit blend. This is keto friendly. And this is a granular. And you're going to be doing, let's see here, we're going to be doing 2 tablespoons of that. One. Almost out of this, I got to get some more. What I did was a little more, so that wasn't a full tablespoon. Having a hard time with this. The dough did great, but this is like giving me trouble. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have that. We're going to go ahead and mix that up. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix or put this. I can't find my words today for some reason. I need more coffee, that's what that is. So we're going to go ahead and put our mixture in. And we're going to flip the side here and roll it up. Wow, this stuff is just doing great for me today. I can't get over it. And you're just going to kind of pinch the end. Kind of like that. Bring it together. Now these are going to make, these are going to make 2. So I'm going to take my little pizza cutter and cut this in half. And there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on my little pan here. And we're going to go ahead and do the rest like this. Like roll them up. Roll her up. I am so blessed today with this dough. I mean, I put the right ingredients in there. Exactly the way I always do it, but maybe it was just letting it set for maybe 5 minutes while I went and did that. That helped it. You guys can try that. It might work. Hopefully, it works for you. Like it did for me. I'm going to go ahead. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this. Yeah, this works. Plunge it out. Instead of using your fingers, just use one of these little spatulas. There we go. A couple little holes there. And you can smash it out as thin as you want, but I wouldn't go too thin. And we're just going to add the sugar and the cinnamon again. The mixture smells so good. Alright, I'm going to finish the rest and I'll be back. Now that I have 12 individual cinnamon rolls, gosh, they look so good, don't they? And they're not even cooked yet. So we're going to go ahead and put these in the oven for 15 to 20. I'm going to check them in 15 at 350. I'm going to go at a low heat because of what I was talking about with the fathead crust. Likes to cook very fast. And I think cooking it slow like this really makes them rise. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, you guys. Here they are. Right out of the oven. Look at that. I think I cooked them just a teeny weeny bit long, but actually I think these are perfect because they're still soft. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to use the same bowl I was using the cinnamon and the filling. So we're going to add, this is just swerve, and I put this in the granular. put it in my food processor and made powdered sugar out of it. So we're just going to kind of eyeball. I'm going to put 2 heapings, and then we have some whipping cream. This is going to be more like a glaze. My son does not like the cream cheese frosting. I know. Who wouldn't like the cream cheese frosting? But this is just going to be like a glaze. A little bit more of this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my handy dandy mixer that I have. And I hope this doesn't go everywhere. Ah! Okay. That's a big no. But anyway, we have a little bit of a glaze. And this is the consistency of it. So while they are still a little bit hot, we're just going to glaze this over the top of that. And these, if you guys could smell the house right now, this is more like a donut glaze. We're just going to let those kind of seep in. And there we go. Alrighty, that's what they look like. My cinnamon rolls. What I'm going to do is I'm going to food prep these, and we're going to eat these maybe every other day. I might eat 2, or for a dessert. My son loves these. They go so fast, so basically I think they'll be gone in like 2 days, truthfully. Alrighty, so that's my breakfast. Guys, I got a little bit hungry, so I am fixing lunch. It's about 1:20. I had my first meal around 7 o'clock, and I am starving, actually. 2 of these are going to be my son's, and then one is going to be mine. I put some Old Bay seasoning. You guys have never tried this. It's so good. It's got a lot of different variety of seasoning in it. Let me see. It has celery, salt, spices, celery seed, red pepper, black pepper, and paprika. Super good. This is the brand of salmon I use. I get this at Aldi's. It comes 5 in a pack, and they're 4-ounce servings. I'm going to use cauliflower rice with this, and just set the salmon right on top of it, mix it in with a little lemon. I was going to use this. I found this a while back. This sugar-free orange ginger marinade, but it has sucralose in it. And I did not realize that when I got it. Xanthan gum. There's all the ingredients. I mean, it's not terribly wrong or bad for you on keto, but it has, 1 carb, no fiber, no sugars, but the sucralose is what's keeping me from putting it in there. So anyway, that's going to be my lunch, and I can't wait to eat these. But those of you that don't know, my little tip for salmon is wait till you feel like it's almost going to burn before you turn it over, because normally it is not burning. If you don't wait, it's going to stick to the pan. So that's just my little tip. I did put 2 tablespoons of avocado oil in here to cook it up with that. What I have here is I have my broccoli and my cauliflower. I was going to make some cauliflower mash, but I decided to put some broccoli in there to kind of give it more color. I'm all about visual when I eat. What I did was I added some organic apple cider vinegar in there, about 2 tablespoons, so it would actually turn, and with this mixture in here, it really brings out the flavor. So what I did was I put the frozen cauliflower. My broccoli was not frozen, but I put it in here to get the excess water out of it. I keep this, it's like a disposable dishwash, brand new. I wouldn't use a dirty one for sure. But anyway, I get all the excess water out of the vegetable, and then I go ahead and put it in my food processor, and then grind it up, and then get the water out with this and just squeeze it out. I find that the butter, and here's one that's already done. I put the butter in there, and it's good all. It smells so good. So I'm going to mix this all together, and then I am going to go get my salmon off the stove and put this right on top, and this is going to be my lunch. Hey, look at this, you guys. Doesn't that look scrumptious? Here's my salmon, cauliflower, broccoli mash with butter, apple cider vinegar. I know there's a lot of people that has told me, basically, that it's hard to get their apple cider vinegar down each day in their drink or anything. This is a good way to get 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and love the taste, and get it down with your meal. So just an idea. Okay? Okay, you guys, here is my dessert for the week, and I made a pretty big batch, maybe this size of plate of it. What I did was I took Baker's chocolate, unsweetened, and I melted that down with a teaspoon of butter, Kerrygold, and I put a pinch of salt. I let that melt down. I spread the walnuts. You can use any kind of nut that's keto friendly. I just find walnuts are just very versatile and just delicious. So I spread that out, and I actually, after I got it spread out with the chocolate on the walnuts, I sprinkled a little bit of Swerve on top. So I think it tastes better that way. I'm not sure why, but it does. So anyway, whenever I get a sweet tooth craving, I'm just going to grab one of these and eat that. It usually satisfies the instant sweet craving. So yeah, if you guys want me to show you a video on how to make this, you just pop them back in I'm just going to pop them in this container and put it in the freezer, and then they'll be there whenever I need them. So if you want me to do a video on it, just comment below and I will do a video. I certainly will.